Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining Reseller Mom and Amazon Tips with Tina, whatever channel you're watching us on. Today we have topics of crazy customer questions that you get. They come mostly during Q4, but you can get them all year long. And we are also talking about new shipping return fees, all of the fees that Amazon talked about at Q4, the beginning of this year, that were going to be slowly rolled out during the year. June 1st, a new one hits. And the other one is policy violations.
Yes.
There seems to be a rise in a lot of these different policy violations. And we're going to be talking about some of the new ways and new buttons for addressing these. Yes, Nicole, yay for fees. It's actually not as bad as it looked because we read over it, so it's actually not going to be as scary. This is one of the fees that's actually not as bad as it sounds.
We want to start there because that's I don't know, easy to start with. I don't know. What do you think? Start with fees?
Fees, everywhere is fees. Yeah, we'll start with fees, knock that out because it's not so bad, and we'll just get it over with. We'll pull off the Band-Aid.
Yeah. No, and what Amazon's trying to do is they're always trying to take what is the biggest problem and curb it. So one of the big problems is high return rates on garbage. And we've all had those listings. Somebody has listed something from Alibaba or Wish or whatever, some cheapo stuff, and the return rate is astronomical, but they sell a bajillion of them a month, so it's high volume, low profits, garbage that they send out, and they're trying to curb that. So that's the intent of this rule. And if that's not your business model, then you probably don't have to worry about this rule. So they've got a new returns processing fee, how to avoid it. I'm going to go ahead and pop this link down in the chat. Good morning. Oh, wow, we got a lot of people. Good morning, Nate and Nicole and Armand and Lag and Kimberly. How are you all doing today? So it goes into effect on June 1st, and it affects all categories but apparel and shoes.
Which is a big one because that's the highest return category there is. So, Thank goodness for that.
The overall thing is your return rate needs to be higher than this threshold. Okay, and this threshold is pretty lax.
Generous. Yeah.
Yeah, it's generous.
A little bit up higher where you had just been at. It also says the exemption is for products that ship fewer than 25 units a month are exempt from the fee. So that also is pretty generous.
If you're doing any sort of arbitrage, this is probably not going to affect you at all. I know when I've calculated my return rates for different categories, shoes and clothes were the highest at around 10. Everything else was around 3 or 4. And everything here is under that. I mean, we've got grocery and gourmet at 2.9, but most grocery and gourmet can't be returned. So I wouldn't worry about it. What was beauty and health was 5.5. It's another big one. Office products, 4.4. Sports, 8.7. Toys, 4.7. So you should be fine. And if your return rate is higher than this threshold, you ought to be looking at why anyways, regardless of the return fees. Something is not right. Your product description is not right. The quantity is not right. You're shipping out the wrong thing. Something's not right. And it's expensive. I mean, we don't ever want to have a business model where we're running that high of returns. So here are the fees. Let's see, we got about like $2 to $4. So, not huge. It could be adding up if you do run one of those other business models. And let's see here, if you shipped more, you have to ship more than 25 units. What is this? Exemptions. If you are enrolled in the FBA new selection program, Amazon will waive the return processing for up to 20 units for each eligible parent. Interesting. So if you are not in the new FBA selection program, that's a good one to be in, especially it's just for those that create listings though, right, Tina?
Yes. Yeah. It's just for people who bring new products to Amazon.
We talk about it in our bundles group a lot. This is a program you want to be in. It will save you on fees. And I don't remember how to get into it. Amazon is like one of those things where it's hard to find a link once you've moved on from it. But I would type in, if you're interested, FBA new selection program into the help guide and then try to navigate the
Yeah,
help
I've
guide.
been in that for over a few years, and it is just astronomical the amount of money you save. I really should do a public video on it. I know I made one a couple years ago, or maybe a little over a year ago for bundles.
Hmm.
Definitely talked to all of my clients about it, but nobody really touts that program, and it really is just amazing.
Yeah, it is really, really good for new listings if you're launching new listings. I thought of another thing I needed to share with everybody here, so I'm grabbing that really quick. What else were we doing, Tina?
Well, talking about insane customer messages, what
Oh,
people will ask you for, and are you required to actually grant their wishes? You know, some Amazon customers ask some crazy things, and if you have been ever selling as a merchant fulfilled seller, you know this, especially during Q4. Q4 is when we're really hit with a lot of questions, and some people get scared, like, do I have to do this? I'm afraid that they might leave me a bad review, so I feel like I have to do what the client is asking to risk them leaving a bad review on my selling account, things like this. It can be scary. And so a lot of people, whether you're newer or seasoned sellers, sometimes just do what the customer messages you, these really just insane requests out of fear. And Amazon is honestly, look, with all the bad Amazon does, Amazon is pretty good with honoring their policy on what is allowed and not allowed. And so always be careful in what you're messaging back with that customer too, because Amazon, like eBay, can see those messages. I had a customer, and this was during Q4, but the lady was just livid because when we get our packages, we get that text message on our phone. Package has been detected at your door. Your package was just delivered. So she had just gotten this message, went to her door, and there was no package out there. It wasn't delivered. And she messages me. She said, "You just said you delivered my package. I'm sitting here on my couch looking at the window, and no, you didn't. Where is my package?" As if I walked all the way across the nation and dropped it off myself. Does she realize it's the post office that does that? This is all on an automated system. And she was livid. She said she wrote me back that she was looking out her window and she did not see me. She did not see me put her package there. And so she demanded a refund right now. So, of course, do I have to refund her right now? Absolutely not. But you do want to message back politely. Here is your tracking information. And sometimes package are detected as delivering early, and they may not be there till the next day, which does often happen. And certainly she did end up getting her package, and then it was crickets. She didn't leave me a bad review. I answered her. But Lucy found one on Facebook that somebody was asking a question, that she got a message from a customer, and it was just nuts.
Let's see here. So Nate says, "Hi, Karen." Yeah, I'm going to start my emails like that. If my messages, "Hi, Karen. Unfortunately, your package has been lost," or something. All right. So this was on one of the Facebook groups, and I just found it hilarious. "I accidentally sent this item to a person on my mailing list instead of myself. She threw it away. Can you send me a replacement?" Honesty. I mean, do you give her some props for honesty there? I might, just because it's hilarious. And I often feel bad when you get these messages. You got two things to kind of go by. One is, what is the policy? You always want to know, what is the policy? What am I actually needing to do? And the other is your customer service and how you run your business. So Amazon policy, do you need to send them a replacement? No, you do not need to send them a replacement at all. This was clearly their fault. It was them at fault. And what you should do with this customer is just mark no response needed. I used to, at the beginning of my journey, be really detailed and respond to people and be interactive and blah, blah, blah. And I found that it was a big waste of time, both business wise and mentally. Like mentally hanging up on things like fees and Karens and whatever is going to drive you crazy. Good morning, Isabella. Yes, TGIF. So think of it that way. You do not have to respond to them. The other part of it is kind of how you run your business and how you want to conduct your life. Like, when you're walking up to a store, you do not have to open a door for somebody that's elderly, but it is the nice thing to do. When you're running your business, you do not have to send this replacement out, but how are you going to conduct your business is up to you. And sometimes I will do things out of the goodness of my heart because I am a sucker or am I a good person? I'm not
What
sure.
if this was a $500 item?
No, that would be a no.
You see?
Absolutely not.
So you just have to weigh
Yeah.
weigh your options and what you feel is right or what you should do. But do you have to replace this item? No, you don't.
Let's see here. I'm trying to get to the next week. I'm trying to get my ducks in a row here, and for some reason they're not compliant.
So Lucy, have you had a crazy customer request that you did not
Yes.
respond to, in kind?
I had a lady, and I actually did approve this return. So the lady said that her son had bought a Squishmallow for his girlfriend during Q4, and then the girlfriend broke up with him, and she wanted to be able to return it because like he was a young kid, and it was very expensive, and he had gone out of his way. And I felt bad because I'm very romantic.
Taking that one back just because I'm a mom, I get it. But do you have to? No, you don't, especially if it's already past that 30-day. And those are ones where you make that as a personal decision just on your own.
Yeah. I was chuckling at that. And, I have kids, and so I get it. They've made decisions, and bad decisions, good decisions. So I've got this one I wanted to do next. Somebody was asking about fees in Hustle Buddies, one of the best groups out there. If you are looking, if you have an Amazon problem, go to these groups and then type in generally what your question is or some points to read threads about it, because I get in so much knowledge on this. This one was very well put. They said, does the fulfillment fee price look correct for a $14 item that weighs just over a pound? So let's see if I can go up a little bit. And yes, it does. The fulfillment fee is going to be basically $5 and then another $2.19. When you are doing merchant fulfilled, you just get this Amazon fee of $2. You bypass this $4.99. This $4.99 covers Amazon's shipping to the customer, shipping and whatever packaging they use. So yes, it does. But if you're looking at this overall and you're going, do I want to get into items that are $14.99 to sell on Amazon? You've got to see that, okay, it's basically half, 50% of that $14 is going to Amazon. And when you do smaller items that are heavy, over a pound is a little bit on the heavy side for that small of an, that cheap of an item, that price range, they're going to take a more significant fee. I typically give Amazon about 40% of whatever my sales is. So if my sales is $100, Amazon's typically getting $40. I'm getting $60 back. And that $60 has to cover my overhead, my cost of goods, my packaging, whatever goes into that product. So when you're looking at business structure and how many items you need to send out, etc., you need to know the fees inside and out. So I thought that was a good breakdown.
Yeah, and that's one of the cheaper fulfillment fees, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. All right, next I think just violations.
Look, a lot of people have been getting hit with a lot of violations lately.
Let's see what this one, let's see here. This one was a 3-shot, but I think I did 2 shots twice, meaning my camera shots. I'll screenshot stuff during the week, and then that's when I message Tina. Yeah, I did this one twice, so let me get rid of one, just so I can navigate better. All right, we're going to have to blow this up. This was again in Hustle Buddies, which was, again, always good to learn on. And basically, they have $20,000 worth of inactive Nike inventory because Amazon deactivated the listings, which is that's a bad morning. Let's just say that's a really bad morning. They went, let's see here, a week and a half later, they informed me that all my Nike listings were inactive. I went to the Nike outlet to get my receipt revised and submitted. They declined it. I accepted the authenticity complaint and sent Amazon all my Nike outlet receipts, including updated ones. Despite this, I keep getting the dreaded emails saying that they don't know what to do. So let's see here at the bottom email. Blow it up for everybody. Get approval to list these products. They need the store name, email address associated, and copies of invoices for the last 365 days. And then there was one other. That was not it. Nope, that was, yeah, I think I just, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's the same thing. So these emails, I wanted to talk a little bit about just inauthentic complaints and stuff in general. The comments is where you're going to learn your information. Like, what should you be doing if this doesn't work? And some of the comments were to go and print out the receipts, crumple them up, send them back in, keep sending them in, keep trying. They will accept receipts on certain things. So here's where people get confused. If you are trying to get category or brand approved, receipts will not work. Period. They are not going to work. They used to, they don't now. If you are trying to prove authenticity, receipts will work. Period. Now, people have argued this to the nth degree and said, well, it's Amazon says it won't. I don't care what Amazon says it will or will not do. We've done it. It's worked. we have literally done it, and it has worked. So, what is that saying? Quit telling me that I can't do something when I'm in the middle of doing it. Yeah, that's applicable right here. When you're trying to do receipts, there's a lot of different ways you can submit them. We've talked about that a lot of different times, but you got to keep trying, kind of got to keep at it. I have been looking at both Jeff Sticks and Seller. What's his thing that he runs that you can pay $99 a month for? We've talked about it before.
We talked about it last week. Don't ask me to remember. But yeah, he has his own website.
There's a group
$99 a month. Yeah, to have the lawyer on retainer.
Yep. So, if you're worried about that, or if you're doing if you're doing $20,000 in Nike at the outlet, that might be a service you want to sign up for.
Yeah, especially for brands that people will say are inauthentic when you know that that's just not true.
Yeah, and just keep good records on where you buy stuff. I have all my records. I can submit. It takes me less than 10 minutes to find a receipt for something. However you want to do it, electronically or paper-wise. All right, Acquisition Queen. Let's see here. What is your comment? How long do you keep bras in your inventory before you take them out? This is my first time placing a second round of bras. I'm trying to keep the same bra that sold last week, but right now the bras.
She says, she finishes it up by saying, I are crickets, just looking for thoughts and opinions.
Are you FBM or FBA would be my first thing. And my FBA bras, I don't keep them in very long. They usually sell, and 6 months is, I guess, my threshold. They're usually gone within 6 months. If I notice it hanging out after 6 months, I'm going to kill the price significantly. I'm going to that or send it off to liquidation, send it back. I hate listing stuff on eBay though, so I know I'm not going to do it. I have a pile of eBay that's been sitting there for 6 months. That's my daughter's stuff she cleaned out of her room. I'm not going to do it. I should just send it to you.
And really that question could be answered for any inventory that you have, for that matter, in Amazon. How long do you let it sit there before you start lowering your price or pulling it out? Not all buys are good buys. Just even if Keepa looks like it's a good buy, right? On Keepa, we've done our research. We thought it was going to be a good buy, and for whatever reason, it's just not moving. As you know, there's lots of reasons it may not be moving. You may not be getting the buy box against another seller. That other seller may have 200 in stock and you have 2 in stock. Amazon may be favoring them because of the volume that they have. Maybe they're using a more aggressive repricer. Maybe their store has a lot greater feedback and history than your store does. There are so many variables that can possibly cause a good, high ranking, high volume selling item to not sell for you, why you're not getting the buy box. So sometimes you want to look at those reasons. If all looks well in the world and you don't see a reason why it shouldn't really be selling great, you maybe just want to lower your price by 50 cents. Or if you're not matched to the buy box, match the buy box as long as you're still profitable. Once you do all of these things, and it's now been, at 4 and 5 months, you can either choose to, for you, you're fulfilled by merchant, but if you were FBA, you could choose to pull the merchandise. You could choose to liquidate it on Amazon. If you are fulfilled by merchant, like Lucy says, try flipping it on Poshmark or Mercari. Maybe it will sell better on another platform.
One of the things that used to hang me up is I would see multiple listings for things. And I would see one listing for a bra that had rank, like 20,000, and the price was $16.99 and it was selling really good. And then you'd see the exact same bra on a different listing, but the rank was 300,000. So make sure that there's not multiple listings for your item and that you're on the one that really doesn't sell well. The other thing is FBM is not going to get the box as much as FBA. So now that it's been FBM for a while, maybe send it in and you'll have the buy box rotation more. And then lastly, check your shipping settings. Sometimes if you have an FBM item and it's something small like a bra, you could be set on a base price that's too high. When you add your price plus the shipping price, that's just not going to be attractive to sellers. So those are just things that I thought of that Tina had not mentioned in addition to what she said.
Yeah, and sometimes it's something will scan well at a store and looks great on our scanning apps. But if you're not using Keepa to check the variations, it might not, that variation of the bra may not be the good selling one. It might not be the color that's selling very well or the size that's selling very well. And yet when we're scanning it on our Amazon seller app or Scoutify, whatever app you're using, it's showing the good rank overall and it's showing like it sells well overall. But you need to be checking the individual variations to confirm if that particular color and size is selling well.
Which I don't know when this happened, but it was more recent. The variation ranks are now broken out on the Keepa graph, which they were not. I swear to God, they were not before that.
That was earlier this month that was rolled out, or tail end of last month. I don't recall either.
I know. But I was checking something and I'm like, holy smokes, the ranks are different on my variations.
Yes.
Which is good. I got.
Now, going back to the policy violations topic, you had some great screenshots now of this new feature Amazon is having us answer by way of questionnaire, because Amazon changes things
all the time. So I've been trying to gather screenshots for y'all because I work in several different accounts and people's accounts and whatnot. And yeah, let me do this one. And then I got two topic-y things on this guy. So this one, thank you, Reno. I was talking to our friend Reno and he had this. So I'm like, can I take screenshots for people? And luckily he allowed me to do that. So this is kind of the new walkthrough on violations. And again, this has changed. I would do a YouTube video just on this if it were standard and repeated. And, if I could walk through and tell you exactly what to do, I would, but it's not, a lot of them are not making sense. Some are making sense. Some are not making sense. So the first one is, how do I address this violation? And this was one, they received a customer complaint stating they received the wrong item compared to the product description. And we found out later that, yes, he did send in the wrong product. It was like the wrong size or wrong color, one of the two. And they give you two options. I understand and I acknowledge, or I have evidence to prove. Sometimes down here, right on this line, it won't say learn more. It will say, if you disagree with this, then click here. So if you want to argue it, it's
But yeah,
right
like
here.
you're going to appeal the violation.
Right. And it's really tiny, and it's about as big as this little here button. And it's easily missed because this is in your face, and then the other part is like way down here, little tiny letters. I do that on purpose, I feel. So we went through, and I said, well, first he thought he did it correctly, and he's like, well, let's walk through this, and then he wound up doing this part. So if you click I understand and acknowledge the violation,
you're done.
It will come off your dashboard pretty darn quick, like 15 minutes. It will come off your dashboard. However, it does stay in your account. So if you continue to do that, it will add up, and it doesn't like go away. Nothing in Amazon just goes away, except for your freaking listings. When you need something done, it goes away. Like La La Land, and then they can't find it. I'm like, how can you have the memory of an elephant when it comes to violations, but when it comes to my bullet points, they randomly disappear? Can't my violations randomly disappear?
Yes.
My rant. Okay, so we clicked on that one and got this, and I'm sorry if it's blurry over there. I don't know why it's blurry, but listing removed, blah, blah, blah. How do I reinstate? To reactivate and remove this violation, please answer these questions. Was it done, what fulfillment mess?
Yeah, what fulfillment channel were you using? Was it Amazon Easy Ship, Fulfillment by Amazon, or Merchant Fulfilled? Easy to answer.
Yep.
And then select the primary root cause that led to the wrong item sent, product condition complaints. So you have to choose whatever naughty thing, whatever the naughty reason was. So you're forced to have to pick a naughty reason.
Right. So we tried each one of these, and none of them, because the original thought was that they ordered whatever size, and they ordered the wrong size, and that size just didn't fit them. And there was none of these fit that box. So it was very frustrating because we're like, they received the right thing, it just didn't fit right, and they're upset that it didn't fit right. And that was not a bubble that we could pick. So, it was complaint about packaging, not the product. It's about a product different ASIN enforced. Questioning the condition, but does not state the product received is wrong, and they made a complaint prior to delivery of the item. I like that one.
I do too.
They haven't.
At least they did throw that in there, because I have had, going back to the return thing and customer crazy questions and messages, is I have had people initiate a refund for an item, because they didn't like it or some crazy reason when the day they ordered it. Like sometimes I had just dropped it off, or I hadn't even shipped it out yet, and they were already requesting a refund hours after they just purchased it. And it wasn't like, oh, I ordered this, please cancel this order. It was like the item didn't fit or some crazy reason. I'm like, really? Because it's still here in my hand. So I do like that about custom rated complaint prior to delivery. That has happened to me.
You triggered a memory. I was messing around in shipping settings the other day, and in the general shipping settings, you can allow returns to be auto, have the instant return time frame. Mine is set to a half an hour. So if a customer orders something and they have buyer's remorse within 30 minutes, they can cancel and it just doesn't go through. You can increase that time frame. So talking about that return dashboard, if you're having problems with merchant fulfilled returns or whatnot, you may want to increase that time frame. So now they have, 2 hours or something to cancel out on you.
Yeah.
That was it for that choice. We wound up doing the first option, and I really liked this one. I'm going to try this out. So I meant to talk to you about this, Tina, but we'll talk about it live. I was asking about VQ because Chuck, one of our friends, Chuck, mentioned something about it. And Heather, very lovely lady. I didn't expand it here. I got to go expand it because now I don't have the full things for me later. I want to go in and investigate this. They were saying that they save a lot of money on VQ. Already saving $360 a year. So it's some sort of cash back, integrates with both Walmart and Amazon. And I got to go set that up. That's on my to-do list today.
Yeah, and that post is in the
That's an
Amazon
artwork.
Tips with Tina Facebook group, our own Facebook group. I know we promote a lot of other Facebook groups, but there are some good questions here in our own group.
Well, have you tried this VQ?
I've not tried it yet.
I would like to. I had too many things to do yesterday to set it up. I was like, oh, I got all these orders and I should set it up, but I'm not going to set it up because I don't. Change is not my favorite. All right, and I got one other picture if I can get.
I was pulling up that post so I could expand on it.
If you can. In the meantime, I can't. Why can't I zoom in? Well, whatever. All right. You want me to wait for you to find it, or?
No, I actually did find it. I will share my screen here. And this was the complete answer right here. And we can share the website as well. But Heather says, I used it sometime in Q4 and there were a few things that I didn't love, but they recently fixed them. So I'm using them again. For instance, before it wouldn't save weights and dimensions for repeat items, but it does now. I'm currently pulling in Amazon, Walmart, and eBay orders. So I like that I can do that in one place and have seller protection on Amazon. So that's a nice perk to have Amazon seller protection when you're buying shipping out of Amazon, because I guess they partner with them. You get a rebate back in part of your shipping spend. So that is the biggest draw. It was 5% in Q4. And if you stack that rebate with credit cards with rewards, which I'm a big fan of, that gives you a reward for shipping, then it really adds up. You can assign bin locations for inventory and print pick lists. I haven't turned in the inventory management function yet, but it says it will manage inventory levels with multiple platforms. So if I have 10 units to sell and I list them on both Walmart and Amazon, it is supposed to adjust the total inventory as the items sell on both platforms. It sounds good, but I need to test it. I can give you a better update in about 30 days.
Yes. So, for those that aren't familiar on Facebook, if you go to the post that you're looking at, in the upper right-hand corner, there's 3 little dots. You can click to follow a post. You don't have to type in following or a period. That drives me crazy, but I will follow a lot of posts on other boards on topics that are of interest, like the Nike shoe one. I think I followed that one because I want to see what everybody's responses are. For this VQ, I brought it up. Let's see here. It says 5% back. I don't know if I really want to watch this video. God, that makes me dizzy right there. I gotta get out of that. That's too much for me in the morning. I have not had enough coffee. For Amazon, let's see here. We've got an overview, multi-channel fulfillment, and Amazon shipping. Let's see what Amazon shipping, if they say anything. Access to your shipping for all your orders. Looking to set it up. I don't know how do they make money? That's the key. I just want to know, how do they make money? Why is VQ free? Okay, here we go. It's free because we financially benefit from shipping volume passed through our partner carriers. No hidden fees, no monthly cost, unlimited users, unlimited orders. So they take a step up. So if they get a discount of $5, they're going to give you $4 discount, and they take $1.
Yeah, and I can share my screen on part of their site as well.
Okay.
And these are all of the partners. So are the integrations, what you can integrate with. So if you sell on these other platforms like Shopify, which I know is a big one that people sell on, eBay, Etsy, and Walmart, these are some of the marketplaces that you are compatible with, that you can integrate in with this software. Wow. So that's pretty cool. And and it links into your accounting, which most people use QuickBooks. I happen to use Xero. And so this one is coming soon, but if you are a QuickBooks user, integrates with that as well. So I think that's pretty cool.
Neat. Quick question for Walmart people. I gotta Google this, but to make a Walmart listing, do I need a barcode?
God bless you.
Excuse me. Yeah, do I need a barcode for Walmart listings? That is my question to the world today. I've got a bunch. I got a bunch of questions, but that's my question to the world.
God bless you.
It's that time of the day. I am sneezing. Okay, I think I had one last one. Let's see here. Bring that back up. I'm gonna sneeze again. I gotta take. Okay, read.
I know. I like that we're all anticipating the sneeze.
Okay, Karen says yes. Walmart needs a listing because I was thinking about putting some of my stuff over on Walmart, but I don't want to buy it. Bye, Kimberly. You have a good day. Okay.
Ooh, she says she's got to run. My store is opening soon. Big bolo hunt today. Laugh out loud. Thanks for your weekly show. I appreciate your knowledge. Well, thanks for joining us, Kimberly, and good luck at the bolo hunt at your store.
Okay. Would you read the first part here,
Tina? In case you have to sneeze. Okay. Hello from Fulfillment by Amazon. We are notifying you about a negative customer return comment pertaining to damaged units for your offer of your ASIN before it is potentially suspended for investigation. This may occur if customers continue to report issues with your ASIN offer at a consistent rate. Before sending your next shipment to Amazon, please thoroughly review the following negative customer return comments on your offer. The item was put in an envelope and was folded during transport. The stencil is bent and not usable. We recommend taking the following actions to help prevent potential offer suspensions for investigation. Now,
right.
I'm not reading the bottom part. But my question here is this a fulfilled by merchant complaint or an FBA complaint?
It was an FBA complaint, at least I think. So I went through all his sales and I could not find where to find this complaint, which is irritating because it's like, what's the order number? How do you even investigate? And that part I got a little bit stuck on. Because this comment was not under voice of the customer. I went there. It was not under returns. It was not, commented on any of the feedback or order statuses. So it was really hard to track down. But the way this was worded led me to believe that it was an FBA item. So
I would think so, because at the very bottom, it does say, for your convenience, you may reference FBA packaging and prep requirements here. Now, look, I send stuff to Amazon all of the time that I do not send it ship ready for them to ship. For instance, let's say I shipped in boxes of drink mixes, like at the store, how the individual drink packets come in those little thin cardboard boxes. Amazon is most likely going to put those in envelopes. That box is going to come squished most of the time, although the contents within that box are still usable. Sometimes customers complain about things like that. But we are not technically to send it into Amazon in a cardboard box ready for them to ship out. So it looks to me like Amazon is not packaging it as they should, because they often put things in envelopes that they should not, and then they're going to pass the blame on to us.
So I had ordered a sticker for my car, and my mailman loves to fold stuff up and stuff it in my box.
Put it in the mailbox. Yeah.
Yeah. So he totally folded it up and ruined the sticker. And that's what I think happened with this one is the customer has a small box and it got folded to put in there, and that's on the shipping. Now, we know who's to blame. Who's going to pay for it? We are.
We are. Yeah.
That's part of doing business. And you know what? Suck it up, Buttercup, because that is part of doing business. There's not a whole lot of things you can do with this one. The cost of the item and whatnot, it's not worth trying to get cardboard or put in a box or up my shipping in any ways. But that's stuff that those are questions. Like I see a lot of questions on, if I have a box of shoes, should I put the box in a poly bag or should I box it? All right, if you send a box of shoes out, most likely the box will get ruined between shipping there and shipping back. And if you have returns on shoes, the box is probably going to get destroyed. Do you want to put all your boxes in a box to ship to Amazon? Probably not, because they're like $3 a box and it's too expensive to do that. So, you just have to take those judgment calls and see what is good for your business, and economically weigh out the returns and the downsides with the cost of saving of what you'll save by putting it in a poly bag. So anyhow, there was nothing to do on this. I looked high and I looked low, but I gave up. I said, there's nothing you can do. The postman folded it. So we just need to make sure that it's going. This is something that the manufacturer sends in the orders straight to Amazon. So the manufacturer's not folding it. We know that. I know what size box it's going in. It's not folded. It is on the shipping side. Isabella, thank you very much. She said she listed it in the past on Walmart without a barcode, but it's been a while, so I will have to look at that later. And Casey had said that I've seen a few generic listings on Walmart. Not sure how they did that, so thank you. And Isabella says that's why she gave up selling shoes. Yeah, it's every category is going to have its pros and cons, right? Every category. Alrighty. What else do we got going on today, Miss Tina?
I got nothing else.
Nothing else.
I got nothing. I took a day off yesterday, and it was just for funsies. And, that's hard for me to do because I work. In fact, when we were sitting here with company at our house, I was feeling antsy because I'm always working. It's like, it's almost like I have forgotten how to sit down and just enjoy company, right? So what worked out great for me is, so my company came over because they were doing vow renewals, and the bride asked me if I would give her husband and her son a haircut, for the vow renewal. So I was actually able to work and talk. So I was giving them a haircut. We're hanging out. Then I was happy because I need to move. So I gave them haircuts here in the kitchen, and we went to the the Rio Hotel, and they did a vow renewal and had what did I already tell? I'm forgetting the character's name again off the top of my head.
She wanted Batman, but you said she did Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn. Yeah. So she had Harley Quinn marry them, and it was a vow renewal. So it was super fun. And Harley Quinn was in character, and they had the lights and the sound, and she had to run through the portal to get to, her sweetheart too. It was cute. It was really fun. So yeah, we did that yesterday. So that's what I took the day off. And so that leaves me with a lot of extra work today.
One of my best friends calls me up one day and she's like, "Hey, what are you doing next weekend?" I'm like, "I don't know." This was 15 years ago. I'm like, "I don't know what." She's like, "Can you meet me in Vegas? I'm getting married." I'm like, "Okay, I'm on." So it was I don't want to say a shotgun wedding, but she didn't want any of her family there.
They're quick. They're like a quick wedding.
Yeah, and she had been dating the guy for a long time. So it wasn't a surprise. It wasn't weird out of the blue.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so she's like, "I bought this wedding package where you get the limo and you drive out to the mountains, and then it's the Vegas behind you and the sunset, yada yada." Yeah. The dude was totally Elvis, and I couldn't quite. I was like, "This is going to be hard for me to keep a straight face." Anyhow, we had a good time. We went out into the middle of nowhere, and Elvis was there, but he wasn't in character because she didn't want that. But you could totally tell he was like Elvis on the side for sure.
Look, if you're gonna have an Elvis marry you, have him be in character. What's the point?
Elvis, I guess maybe it was extra. Who knows?
Oh yeah, that's one of the perks of being here in Vegas is the fun, silly stuff like that. Last Friday we went and saw a show at the Wynn. That was really fun.
Oh yeah, did you like that one?
Yeah, that was great. So lots of fun stuff going on. My aunt is coming here next week. It's the time of the year. Kids are out of school. People are doing fun stuff. So I'm sure I'll have many other business distractions coming up. And, hopefully all of you out there let yourselves have business distractions as well, because I'm the worst with taking off. I just want to work 7 days a week. But I really love it. It's like, I want more. I want to learn. I really just have a good old time doing this.
I wanted to bring up, I was looking at this. So ASD is going to be August 4th through the 7th. You can register to attend. Registering to attend gets you into their vendor directory. Let's see here. Sometimes this pulls up, sometimes it doesn't. Sure. My goodness. Okay. So yes, vendors are currently up. Why is 26 California Wholesale have 1, 2, 3, 4 spots?
And I will actually be at ASD. I don't think you are this time, right?
Well, that's what I was gonna check. I'm checking my calendar. Because I'm not going to Rome until the 17th. That's on the list. We got to go get our international drive. We rented a car. That was a bit of an argument because I did not want to rent a car. My husband wants to rent a car. We're renting a car.
Yeah.
Not super happy, but whatever. I just picture us like stranded in the middle of nowhere, Italy, and like with a flat tire going, ah. But let's see here. This is before it is 4 to 7. Yeah, so I will take a look at that, but I don't know. No Westgate. Yeah, I know, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull off a trip, 2 trips. It's already given me anxiety. My husband's like, what are you going to do with your business while we're gone? Because we're going to be gone for 11, 12 days. I'm like, I don't know. Ah.
I don't know. I'll let Tina manage it.
Yeah. Probably. That's probably a good idea. I probably ought to give you all permissions. But anyhow, going back to this, the vendors are all up. So if you are looking for wholesale vendors and can't go register. You'll get on the list.
Yeah, you register for free. Go through the vendors list. You don't even have to travel here. You know, the traveling here is just fun for, you know, meeting other sellers, talking to vendors personally, touching their stuff in real life. But you don't have to come to get access to the vendors that are in attendance.
My daughter's birthday is on the 14th, and then I don't know. I gotta get to Vegas before I go to Rome, though. Between now and then, I'm giving you a heads up because I gotta go see my mom. Anyhow, alrighty. Well, we are going to end early because you needed to get off.
Yeah, I have a coaching call that I have to jump on. So thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. You know, especially all of you that come every Friday. You're always here, the same faces, same names. We definitely enjoy that. And even if we're not talking to you in person, we do still feel like you are our friends, and it's fun connecting with you guys.
You are our friends.
Have a great weekend, you guys.